Have you ever sat in front of a computer screen, watching the minutes crawl by, and quietly asked yourself, is this really the life I was meant to live? You wake up before the sun, fight through traffic, spend the day under pressure, deal with office politics, and come home so drained that even simple joys feel out of reach. We are told this is security, a steady 9-to-5 job, a car in the driveway, bills paid on time, and the hope that someday, maybe at 65, we finally get to enjoy what we worked for. But for many people, that dream begins to feel less like freedom and more like polished chains. It can feel like a sentence we never remember choosing. But what if there is another way? What if life does not have to be measured only by meetings, deadlines, and fluorescent lights? What if the open air, the rhythm of animals, the smell of hay, clean bedding, warm soil, and a well-run farm could become more than a weekend escape? Welcome back to Farmyard Care. Today, I want to share a truth many people discover only after years of frustration. You do not need thousands of acres, giant barns, or expensive machinery to build a real income from the land. In fact, many traditional farming systems leave hardworking people trapped between thin margins, rising feed costs, equipment debt, and unpredictable markets. But quietly, something is changing. A new generation of small farmers, homesteaders, and growers is proving that smart production can happen on surprisingly small spaces. They are not chasing volume for the sake of volume. They are focusing on high-value crops, careful management, direct customers, and practical systems that actually fit real life. Today, we are going to explore 10 highly profitable crops that can help replace a 9-to-5 income. But this is not only about money. It is about time, independence, discipline, and the deep lessons that farming teaches when you pay attention. Because whether you are caring for soil, plants, livestock, or poultry, the land has a way of showing you what work, patience, and freedom really mean. Are you ready to stop only getting by and start building a life with your own hands? Let's dig in. Part 1. The Speed Demon. Microgreens number 1 on our list is the clear champion of fast turnaround. Microgreens. If you are the kind of person who wants to plant something and see results almost immediately, this is one of the best places to begin. Microgreens are young vegetable and herb seedlings, usually harvested just 7 to 14 days after germination. The profit. Even though they are tiny, the numbers can be surprisingly strong. A standard 10-20 tray may cost around $3 to $5 to produce, yet it can bring in up to $30 at retail prices. When grown vertically indoors, even a small 500 square foot setup can potentially produce more than $40,000 in net profit a year. These little greens can sell for over $15 per pound to high-end restaurants, health food stores, farmers markets, and direct customers who care about freshness and nutrition. The method. Because microgreens are grown indoors under LED lights, you are not depending on rain, drought, storms, or the changing mood of the weather. As someone who has spent years around farms and animals, I can tell you that controlling the environment is a huge advantage. You need steady light, often using red and blue spectrums, consistent growing conditions, and strong airflow to prevent mold. It is simple in concept, but it rewards clean habits, daily observation, and discipline. The life lesson. Microgreens teach us the power of momentum. In farming, as in life, people often get stuck staring at big dreams that feel too far away, but real progress is usually built through small, fast, repeatable wins. What small seed can you plant today that gives you a result next week? Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Build the right environment, take action, and let that first small harvest push you forward. Part 2. The Vertical Gold Mine, Gourmet Mushrooms. Number 2 is gourmet mushrooms. I am talking about specialty varieties like oyster, shiitake, lion's mane, and maitake. For someone with little outdoor space, or even no land at all, mushrooms can be one of the most practical crops to start with. The profit gourmet mushrooms can be a real gold mine when managed properly. Many specialty varieties can sell for around $8 to $20 per pound through wholesale buyers, farmers markets, restaurants, or direct local customers. Because they can be grown vertically in bags or blocks indoors, the production per square foot can be impressive, reaching up to 25 pounds per square foot each year in strong systems. Some small indoor mushroom farms are grossing more than $100,000 annually. The method. Mushrooms do not need soil, and they do not need sunlight. They grow on materials many farms already understand as byproducts or waste, such as straw, hardwood sawdust, or even coffee grounds. What they do need is proper humidity, the right temperature, fresh air, and very clean handling. Contamination can ruin a crop quickly, so this is not a careless person's business. But when the system is right, the turnaround can be fast, often around 6 to 8 weeks. The life lesson. Mushrooms teach us about transformation. They take what looks like dead material, waste, and decay, and turn it into valuable, nourishing food. That is a lesson every farmer and every person can understand. Your failures, setbacks, and hard seasons do not have to be wasted. With the right conditions, even the darkest material in your life can become the foundation for something productive. Darkness is not always the enemy. Sometimes, it is where growth begins. Part 3. The Mortgage Lifter, Gourmet Garlic Number 3, takes us back out into the field with a crop many old-school farmers respect deeply. Gourmet garlic, sometimes called the mortgage lifter. The profit. This is not the cheap, bland white garlic sitting in a supermarket bin. We are talking about specialty hardneck varieties like porcelain, purple stripe, and rocambole, known for stronger flavor, better character, and a market that appreciates quality. These varieties can sell for around $10 to $16 per pound. A good acre may produce 10,000 to 12,000 pounds, creating potential gross revenue of up to $80,000 per acre. And with hardneck garlic, you also get garlic scapes in early spring, tender flower stalks that chefs love and that can bring in extra income before the main harvest. The method. Garlic is not a crop for someone who wants everything overnight. You plant the cloves in cold autumn soil, cover them with mulch, and let them rest through winter. That cold period, called vernalization, is what helps the plant form strong bulbs. Then you harvest the following summer and cure the bulbs until they dry properly, making them shelf-stable for months. It is a simple crop in many ways, but it demands timing, patience, good soil, and attention after harvest. The life lesson. Garlic teaches resilience and rest. To form a strong, valuable core, it must go through the cold season first. Not every season on the farm is about visible growth. Sometimes the most important work happens underground, quietly, while nothing impressive appears on the surface. The same is true in life. Are you giving yourself the winter rest needed to build real strength? Or are you forcing growth when the season is telling you to root deeper? Part 4. The Fragrant Fortune. Lavender number 4 on our list is lavender. One of those crops that proves a farm can be both productive and beautiful. If you want something that brings in income while also making your property feel alive, calm, and full of purpose, lavender deserves serious attention. The profit. Lavender is powerful because it does not depend on just one market. You can sell fresh bundles to florists, dry the flowers for crafts and sachets, or process them into essential oils for aromatherapy, soaps, skincare, and natural wellness products. A well-managed acre can produce thousands of bunches and bring in around $10,000 to $35,000 a year. And the best part is that lavender is a perennial. You plant it once, care for it properly, and it can keep producing for 10 to 15 years. The method. Lavender loves full sun and does best in well-drained, slightly alkaline soil. Once established, it handles dry conditions very well, which makes it much less demanding than many common vegetable crops. It also helps discourage pests like mosquitoes, flies, and deer, while bringing pollinators such as bees into the farm system. From my years around farms, livestock, and working land, I can tell you that any crop that lowers maintenance while supporting the ecosystem has real long-term value. The life lesson. Lavender teaches us true value creation. It does not offer only one benefit. It gives beauty, fragrance, wellness value, pollinator support, and long-term production. In business and in life, that is the model worth studying. How can you stop trading every hour for $1 and start building something that continues to give back year after year with quiet strength and grace? Part 5. The Everyday Essentials. Specialty Herbs. Number 5 is specialty culinary and medicinal herbs. These are the crops many people overlook because they seem too familiar. But herbs like peppermint, lemon balm, holy basil, sweet basil, And cilantro can become serious income producers for growers who understand their market. The profit, demand for natural wellness, herbal teas, supplements, fresh cooking ingredients, and local food products continues to grow. Dried peppermint can produce around $15,000 to $18,000 per acre annually, while holy basil can bring in up to $28,000 per acre in the right market. Fresh culinary herbs like basil and cilantro can also be sold regularly to restaurants, grocery stores, and direct customers, often with profit margins reaching up to 30%. The method. Most specialty herbs are vigorous growers. Many are known as cut-and-come-again crops, which means you can harvest them several times in one season instead of waiting for one final harvest. They usually need loose, well-draining soil, steady sunlight, and basic attention to moisture and spacing. Compared with some crops, they are forgiving and adaptable. But like caring for animals, consistency matters. Small daily habits often decide whether the system stays productive or falls behind. The life lesson. Herbs remind us of consistency and regeneration. You cut them back, and they often return thicker, stronger, and more useful than before. You do not need to be the rarest or most dramatic thing on the farm to have value. Sometimes the most valuable thing is what people need every day. Something dependable, healing, flavorful, and practical. When life cuts you back, do you weaken or do you grow back stronger? Part 6. The Market Showstopper, Heirloom Tomatoes. Number 6 is the summer farmer's market favorite, heirloom tomatoes. These are not ordinary tomatoes bred only to survive shipping and sit on a supermarket shelf. Heirlooms are grown for flavor and the kind of eating experience customers remember. The profit, standard supermarket tomatoes are usually selected for durability, uniform shape, and shelf life. But that often comes at the cost of taste. Heirloom tomatoes are different. Their value comes from their rich flavor, unusual shapes, deep colors, and old-fashioned quality. Because of that, customers and high-end chefs are often willing to pay $3 to $4 or more per pound. A single well-managed plant in a greenhouse or high tunnel can potentially bring in up to $100 in revenue. The method. Heirloom tomatoes are rewarding, but they are not lazy crops. They need staking, pruning, good fertility, careful watering, and regular attention. Diseases like blight can become a serious problem, especially when leaves stay wet and airflow is poor. That is why skilled growers often use high tunnels, strong trellising, and careful training systems to keep plants healthier and improve yield. Like managing poultry houses or livestock pens, prevention is always easier than trying to fix a problem after it spreads. The life lesson. Heirloom tomatoes teach us that authenticity has value. In a world that pushes everything to look the same, ship the same, and fit the same mold, these tomatoes win because they are different. Their colors, shapes, imperfections, and deep flavor are exactly what make them worth more. The same is true for people. Do not become a bland supermarket tomato just to fit in. Be an heirloom. Part 7. The Rapid Renewable. Bamboo number 7 may surprise some people because it is not a crop you grow for the dinner table, but it can still become a serious moneymaker. Bamboo. The profit bamboo is mainly grown for landscaping, privacy screens, nursery sales, and eco-friendly materials. Homeowners want it for natural fencing. Landscapers want it because it creates fast, beautiful green structure. In some markets, a single potted bamboo plant can sell for up to $150. Once a bamboo planting is established and managed correctly, it can produce a steady stream of divisions and young shoots for sale, with some farms reaching $50,000 to $60,000 per acre annually. The method. Bamboo is famous for resilience. Some species can grow as much as 3 feet in a single day under the right conditions. It can handle different climates, and once it has settled in, it usually requires far less daily attention than many vegetable crops. The real key is management. Like livestock fencing or poultry housing, you must plan ahead before problems spread. Choose the right species, control the planting area, and divide new growth regularly for potted sales. The life lesson. Bamboo teaches flexibility and rapid growth. It can bend under strong winds without snapping, but before it grows tall, it spends years building a powerful root system underground. That is a lesson every farmer understands. Strong results above the surface usually come from work no one sees below the surface. Are you building a foundation, deep enough to support the success you want later. Part 8. The Superfood Cash Crop. Goji berries number 8 connects directly to the booming health and wellness market. Goji berries. The profit. Goji berries are often promoted as a superfood because they are associated with antioxidants, vitality, and healthy aging. That reputation has created strong demand, especially for dried berries used in teas, smoothie bowls, snacks, and wellness products. Many consumers pay up to $20 per dried pound. A productive acre can yield up to 7,000 pounds over 3 years, which can mean a potential annual return of around $15,000 to $46,000 per acre, depending on yield, quality, and market access. The method. Goji shrubs are adaptable plants. They can tolerate a range of climates and even less than perfect soils, which makes them attractive for growers who do not want an overly delicate crop. They still need plenty of sunlight, pruning, and basic care to stay productive. Like lavender, goji is perennial, so once the planting is established, you are not starting from zero every year. That saves labor, soil disturbance, and the exhausting cycle of constant replanting. The life lesson. Goji berries teach us about longevity and vitality. Real wealth is not only measured in money. Health is part of the farm too. I have seen people work themselves into exhaustion, chasing income, only to lose the strength needed to enjoy it. You can build a profitable life, but if that life drains your body and mind every day, what have you really gained? Grow crops, habits, and systems that feed you instead of emptying you. Part 9. The Red Gold. Saffron number 9 is one of the most valuable agricultural products in the world. Saffron. The profit. Saffron is known as red gold for a reason. It can sell for $5,000 to $10,000 per pound, and the highest grades may reach more than $11,000. Even a single gram can cost around $20. Depending on planting density, labor, quality, and market, saffron can generate from $60,000 to $180,000 per acre. The method. The reason saffron is so expensive is simple: labor. Saffron comes from the red stigmas of the Crocus sativus flower. It can take roughly 75,000 to 150,000 individual flowers to produce just 1 pound of dried saffron. Every flower must be handled carefully, and every stigma must be picked by hand during a short bloom window in the fall. This is not a crop for someone looking for easy money. It demands timing, focus, gentle hands, and patience. The life lesson. Saffron teaches focus and meticulous effort. In a world full of machines, shortcuts, and automation, some of the highest value work still depends on human care. That is true in farming, animal care, and business. The details other people ignore are often where the profit and quality are hidden. Are you willing to do the careful, repetitive work that others avoid? High value often belongs to those who can stay steady when the work becomes tedious. Part 10. The Patient Millionaire. Ginseng. Finally, number 10 is the ultimate test of patience. Ginseng. The profit. If you have access to woodland property, wild simulated American ginseng can be one of the most legendary crops to consider. It is highly valued in Asian medicinal markets, and dried roots can sell for around $500 to $1,200 per pound. A well-managed acre can potentially produce up to 300 pounds, bringing in well over $100,000, and in some cases up to $400,000. The method. The challenge is time. Ginseng is not a fast crop. It must grow under the shade of a forest canopy for 5 to 10 years before the roots reach a harvestable and valuable size. You plant it, protect it, monitor the site, guard it from poachers, and wait. That kind of timeline is difficult for people who want instant results, but it is exactly why mature roots can carry such value. The life lesson. Ginseng teaches patience, one of the rarest traits in modern life. Today, people want quick income, fast food, same-day answers, and next-day delivery. But farming has never worked that way. Livestock, soil, orchards, forests, and real wealth all reward long-term thinking. Are you willing to plant something today that you may not harvest for 10 years? That is not the mindset of a gambler. That is the mindset of a visionary. The call to freedom. Let's be honest, farming is not a fairy tale. Whether you are growing crops, raising poultry, caring for livestock, or managing a small homestead, the work is real. You will sweat. You will face pests. You will lose sleep over weather. feed prices, disease pressure, and market uncertainty. But there is a powerful difference. In a 9-to-5 job, many people spend the best years of their life building someone else's dream. They earn, spend, pay bills, and repeat the cycle. When you farm, even on a small scale, you begin to become a producer. You build skill, equity, health, resilience, and a future tied to your own hands and your own decisions. You reclaim a piece of your independence. You do not need to quit your job tomorrow. Start small. A rack of microgreens in the garage, a mushroom bag in a clean corner, a small lavender patch in the backyard, a few carefully chosen crops that teach you how production, customers, timing, and discipline really work. The goal is not only to make money. The goal is to build a life you do not constantly need to escape from. So which of these 10 crops speaks to you most? Are you drawn to the quick momentum of microgreens, the quiet patience of ginseng, or something in between? Drop a comment below, because I want to hear what kind of freedom you are ready to grow. If you are ready to break the cycle and start building a more independent life from the land, hit that subscribe button. There is still so much more for us to learn together. Thank you for watching Farmyard Care. Keep planting, keep learning, keep growing, and never stop seeking your freedom.